Hello guys, this is Yara here and I just got back from my Texas Regionals. I was so excited that Regionals were back, but before you ask me, I did absolutely terrible. I ended up dropping after the 4th round. I lost 4 die rolls, so I lost all the die rolls and I got side locked into infinity and beyond. But aside from that, I actually had a fun time going to the event. Shout out to Michael for letting us stay at his place. And also shout out to the gang for going there as well. All of us ended up dropping after the 6th round, I think. But after that, we just went and got some food. And I have a couple of clips from the trip. So hope you guys enjoy. And if Konami, if you're hearing me right now, please ban Scythe. Please ban Scythe. That's all I'm asking for you. Ban Scythe, ban Birthday, and I will be a happy YouTuber. We have our Sky Striker player right there. He was having nightmares. Listen to the M-Pen. Right. You boys ready to go X3 today? Or
X3, I'm going X6. What are you going to do? Isn't that right, Sleepy Christian?
We're over here filling out our deck lists right before we get destroyed. Christian, what matchup are you least excited about facing?
Wonder.
What about you, Michael?
Eldritch.
Eldritch, okay. And you, Christian?
Sorcel.
And you, Rudy?
Plunder.
Plunder, okay.
What about you, Yara?
I don't fear any matchup, you know.
Oh.
So there was more than 220 people at this event. It's like the most amount of people they've had at Lubbock, Texas, at the locals there. And there were only 3 judges for the whole event. So they were being called left and right. There would be like multiple people with their arms up, and it was crazy. So shout out to the judges for holding down the fort. It was pretty insane. I got to talk to a couple of them, asking them how I can become a judge. You know, maybe Yara becoming a judge, who knows? But yeah, shout out to the judges. This is our after regionals meal, right? We got done beating the whole competition.
Oh, yeah.
That's Christian's 3rd cheese stick right there.
Oh,
Michael won a mat.
I did.
And then Rudy.
I built houses.
Yeah, he built houses.
I also built houses.
He also built
houses. And then I won a mat.
We should change professions, become, I don't know,
Construction
workers, bricklayers. Yeah.
We're building apartments.
Alright then guys, this is Yara here, and we did amazing at the regionals. So I think we had a combined record of like, I don't know, well, not X8.
You're the most carrying on terms of
Rudy over there, he regrets bringing Shadal. Christian got the farthest from us at the regional, but he was getting sharked by one of the people there.
I lost in time and I got sharked and then...
Yeah.
Then scrubbed out.
And Michael won a mat.
Yeah, I dropped and then went to win a match.
Yeah.
I played his deck and lost.
And then Christian over there,
Brave.
yeah. So this is the deck list that I decided to take for the event. I ended up playing Dragon Link. It's one of the decks that I'm most comfortable with. And I took everybody to game 3. I never got 2-0'd. Like I said, I lost every die roll. I felt like if I would have won at least like 50% of my die rolls, the whole event would be different. But you know, it is what it is. But I'm gonna go card by card and I'm gonna tell you a couple of changes that I would make. Overall, I was satisfied with the deck. So, but I'm gonna tell you like one of the things that I will probably change going forward. So yeah, let's get started. So 2 apps, I will keep it. 3 Ash. This card is absolutely one of the best hand traps of the format. It hits every single deck without a doubt. So Ash Blossom is a must. I'm playing the black and the white, which is standard. Levy standard. 3 Effect Veiler standard. Ghost Ogre. So this is one of the things that I regret. I would probably run 3 of this going forward. Every time I saw this, it was absolutely clutch. It hits every single meta deck at the moment. It is crucial. So a Ghost Ogre, I would probably up the count of this to 3. Good into the Brave stuff. So yeah, 100% I would recommend you upping the count of this to 3. Nibiru, there was so much combo at the event. Like I expected a little bit more back row decks or control decks, but no, every single deck, like I would say like 80% of the decks there were combos. So Nibiru was so clutch. Every time I saw it, I felt happy. It's good, especially if you draw it with like Nib Gamma or Nib Effect Veiler. So clutch. So I will keep Nibiru. Nocto, pretty good. I will keep it at 2. Omni Dragon Brotar, this card was absolutely clutch. It gave me access to Levy in a game where I needed to out the opponent's summon limit. So Brotar came absolutely clutch. This card is so good because it does well against stuff like Griffin Rider, because it pops. Also stuff like Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, or the Battle Butler. So many cards nowadays pop, so Brotar is so good right now on the main deck. Gamma, absolutely clutch throughout the event. I will keep it on the main deck for sure. Rocket Recharge is good at 1. Rocket Synchron, good at 2. Rocket Tracer, good at 3. I remember one game I opened 4 hand traps and a Rocket Tracer, and I was able to combo off and stop my opponent from doing whatever he wanted to do. So I will keep this at 3. 3 Star Leech Safer, absolutely clutch. I like this a lot. You can choose to, if you're gonna run the adventure package, you have to cut this and run the black metal, but I like Safer a lot. We're running the white, we're running the driver, the boot sector, 3 chaos space. All of these is standard, don't cut any of this. 1 dragon ravine and 3 quick launch, all of these is standard. The only thing I do regret is not upping the count of ogre to 3 and not running called by in the main. I actually ended up taking called by at the last second. I was like, I want to keep this at 40, but I don't think 40 is the norm anymore, especially if you're running a brick or 2 in your main deck. Then you may want to up the count of 40 to more than 40, because we're running driver and we never want to see this card, right? So there's nothing wrong with going to more than 40. So I would probably up the count of 42, run Call by the Grave, and an additional Ghost Ogre. So, and then for the side deck, so my main deck was built to beat combo, because combo, I believe, is what this deck struggles the most with. So and I also thought it was going to be the most popular, and my side deck was built to beat Flunderies, because there was a lot of Flunderies players at Lubbock. So Lancia, good versus Flunderies, and good versus Phantom Knights. I didn't see any Phantom Knights, but this would have been clutch against it. Token Collector, absolutely insane, wins games on its own. I would not recommend cutting this. Then I'm running the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend for on time, but I never went to time. I like to play my games fast. So either I beat my, either I beat my opponent on time or they beat me on time. So we never went into time. So then we're playing 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. This one was absolutely clutch. It trades 1 for. Worst case scenario, it takes 1 for 1, but base case scenario, you trade 1 for 5, right? So why wouldn't you run this? And then we're playing 3 Twin Twisters. This is one card that I may consider putting Cosmic Cyclones instead, because there was one scenario where my opponent had 1 set and I had Twin Twisters in hand. So I was like, should I twin the back row and go 2 for 1? And in hindsight, I should have, because that back row ended up screwing me over towards the end. But that probably wouldn't have happened if I had Cosmic Cyclone. There's no problem trading 1 for 1, right? So yeah, and Cosmic Cyclone trades better against Solemn Judgment. You go neg 1. So then we're playing 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance, good against Flunderies, good against Brave, good against almost every single meta deck at the moment. This card is absolutely insane. It's the replacement for Order. Please never bring Order back, Konami. That card was crazy. But Red Reboot, I would keep it 100%. I Red Rebooted a Dogmatica player and I just OTK'd him after that because he had so much back row. But and then on the extra deck, I may consider changing 1 card. Like every single card was standard and I wouldn't cut. So Borlo Savage standard, Chaos Ruler standard, Hot Red standard, don't cut it. Vampire, this card actually don't really like most of the decks nowadays. If you're playing Sword Soul, if you're playing Eldritch, if you're playing Drytron, they benefit so much from getting their stuff milled. A lot of the times I'm kind of like hesitant to go into this card. So, and I know it's like a win more type of card. So yeah, I would not recommend. I would probably end up cutting this in the future and putting in a second Dark, because Dark was absolutely insane throughout the whole event. Like every time I resolved it, I won for the most part. So Dark is an honorary Dragon Link card. So I would probably cut this and run a second Dark, because I feel like every game where like I didn't beat them outright and I already used my Dark, I wish I had a second Dark. So I'll probably run a second Dark, access code, and Halki Fabric standard. Romulus standard, Pistis standard, Seal. The second one never came up. One is the standard nowadays. Games don't last multiple turns. You either win or lose by the turn 2. So the second one never came up. IP Masquerena standard, Unicorn standard, Quad Whirl standard, and Striker Dragger standard, and Triple Burst actually came up against a Sky Striker player. Not on the main event, but on the Winamat event afterwards. Yeah, this is good versus a lot of those decks that have stuff in the damage step. So yeah, Triple Burst Dragon, it's pretty good, not amazing, but it's good. I like the fact that it's a dragon, so you can make cool pisty plays with it. So, but yeah, going forward, I would probably gonna cut the Zombie Vampire, run a second Dark. But yeah, overall, I do think that Konami needs to revisit the ban list this upcoming May or June, whenever they decide to update the ban list. Probably hit some of the adventure stuff like semi-limit, Right, and Temple. Probably limit, if they're not gonna semi-limit both, they could just limit one of them, and I think that would help out a lot. Ban Scythe, ban Verte. Halki Fibrax is another hot one that I know I have this one. I have my ulti Halki Fibrax, but I think it's in the hot seat too. Like in the OCG, it was another Halki Fibrax deck that won. So over here, regionals, Halki Fibrax deck, remote YCS, Halki Fibrax that deck. At the OCG, another Halki Fibrax that deck. So Halki Fibrax, it's in the hot seat right now, so I will not be against this card getting banned. But yeah, overall, I had fun throughout the event, got to eat some good food, hang out with some friends. But yeah, I'm glad that in-person events are back, so thank you Konami for that. But thank you guys for sticking around throughout the whole video, and I'll catch you on the next video.